What's going on, everyone? Well, I hit Legend, and I did it with somewhat unique but somewhat meta team of Magnezone, Gastrodon, Frostlass. So we're gonna go over a couple of parts of it, parts of the team that I think are important. I'm gonna start with IVs on it. So initial thoughts that I assume everyone's gonna be asking is, can you run a Shadow Magnezone? And from the battles that I've been doing, I feel that the regular one is going to give you the bulk that you need to get off like that final wild charge in a lot of situations. And you're going to see there's going to be a couple situations where like an Empoleon's going to just try to stay in and farm me down. And that extra bulk is going to outweigh the ability to get to that second one over the extra damage. Because wild shot, like what you're targeting with your Magnezone, the wild shot one shots it, or the wild charge one shots it with a regular one. You don't need the extra little bit of damage or extra 20% of damage. So I'm thinking that a regular one is going to be kind of the best in this cup specifically. So that's the Magnezone, Spark, Wild Charge, Mirror Shot, Gastrodon. And with this team specifically, I know that there's probably been a lot of talk out there on Water Pulse for Gastrodon. With this team specifically, I suggest Earth Power because you have two answers that are like the main reason that you're going to have the Water Pulse is for Drifblim. But once you have two hard answers to it, I don't think that you need it. And there was presented times in my battles, sadly, none that are going to be shown today, but there's presented times where having the Earth Power to just one-shot whatever's in the back actually was huge. And then the last is, of course, Frostlass. Which, Frostlass, anytime you get a cup like this where Frostlass can shine, Frostlass will shine. Frostlass is just very overpowered in a lot of metas where it's stuff like this. So without further ado, let's get into the battles. And if I remember correctly, this is going to be the last set that I did the night before to give me a 4-1. And it put me from 2937 up to 2937 to 2987, and then I just did a 4-1 the very next set on the next day because this was my last set of the day. It's just this set of battles was a little bit better at showing what the current meta is looking, if that makes sense. So let's get into this. And if I remember correctly, this first one was painful because this is the Gliscor lead. So in my head, I know that the Gastrodon's going to be horrible against it, and I know that I live a Night Slash, and I know that Wild Charge, even though it's resisted, it'll still fucking hurt it. So a lot of times in this scenario, as long as it's something that's going to hit for neutral damage, you're going to want to just go up to 2 Wild Charges. You get that energy because then worst case scenario, that does more than half. I made a mistake of not going to 2 there. So then they're going to throw a Night Slash, and as you can see that even a Night Slash, when I'm debuffed, is fine. But then I can pull a shield here. Because now he's in a shield or die scenario. The only problem is, and it comes back to bite me, is that he has a lot of energy. Is there a way? I'll shield this actually. So then Empoleon comes in. I really wish, and in this scenario, I just throw the Shadow Ball, hopefully to get the shield. So then I get this off, but he does the reverse idea of not needing to throw because he knows that this doesn't kill. So now he just has a bunch of energy. So now I'm in a tight spot because an Empoleon with energy is bad. So I try to soak it on the Gastrodon. And then I'm just like, well, at this point I can't shield. this game's, for lack of better terms, just kind of washed up. So then I shield this, and even at that, he's already, I think he's 2 away from it. 2, 3. He was 3 away. And then it's just, so this one is just, this one's to the books. And he gets a boost.
How much is 2 wild charges? Is it, oh, it's 6, isn't it? I'm an idiot.
So on to the next battle.
Gotcha. For some reason I was thinking it was 5. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Hopefully this shouldn't take too long. If I remember right, this was fast queue on this.
Bruno with the 5 biddies, thank you. They snuck 1 or 2 in too. That's a shitty thing. Well, no legend tonight, people.
Maybe it wasn't.
Fucking Pokemon had all good call. What am I looking for? A.
Oh. Okay.
You know what I should do?
So this should happen fast here.
Because I haven't seen a Frostlass. Or not a Frostlass. A. What word am I looking for? A. Driftloom in a while.
All right.
That is 100% true, Trotter.
So, Driftloom. Beautiful lead. And I wish that I would have recognized the idea of this team better, because ideally I should have stayed in. I don't think that I end up having a problem with it, but ideally I should have just stayed in with the Magnezone. And you throw, so once you go up, you throw Mirror Shot once they have Hydro. Yeah, because this team was designed to just pull out that. If I would have just stayed in, I could have gotten a shield. Even then I switched, and then I would have been fine. But now I just start throwing wild charges. I believe he doesn't shield this. Yeah. So now I just throw the Mirror Shot. And he does that. So now I got the Spark through. So I just shield. And I just throw the wild charge because I'm going to get the last shield here.
No.
If the game works.
Please.
So I get the last shield and then I die, but it doesn't matter. Because all I have to do is I just shield this. He doesn't have enough energy to throw Shadow Ball, Hex, Shadow Ball, and it doesn't matter because I was 1 away. And he would need 4 turns, I only needed 3. And that kills. So on to the next one. Okay. Oop, too far.
7. Napoleon Energy. Hey, you made legend.
Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Need to move this around quick. Sorry about this, guys.
For him.
All right, so Cresselia leads are actually, as weird as it sounds, are actually kind of good. Because none of their moves can one-shot you. And the reason why I always do this move where I go up to the wild charge and then throw the Mirror Shot is just in case they think it's a good idea to just shield, because there's like, that's a wild charge. I got something weak in the back to this. So then I throw the wild charge to get the shield, and I'm not going to shield anything that this throws. I believe he throws an Aqua Tail. Yeah. So it's just like, at that point, I can just farm down. Oh, I actually threw a body slam for some reason. Looking back, I probably would have just farmed down. So now the Crest is going to one-shot it with a Grass Knot. So now obviously I'm going to bring back in the Magnezone because he's low on energy. And I didn't wait my clock out the entire time, and that kind of messed me up there a little bit. So then a Mirror Shot there. And
there's no point to try to call.
As sad as it is, I remember, if I remember correctly, this one gets weird. Because I was like 90% positive that was a power-up punch, but I felt like I had to shield it.
Okay, so I should win CMP here.
He throws Grass Knot, and then that happens. I should have gotten that Powder Snow off. I should have been able to do that. But Magnezone comes in clutch, and he still gets hit anyway. You're going to find a lot of these situations, and this is a perfect example of that the non-Shadow being better, because Shadow 1 would have been dead by that point. Like that was a perfect example of why why I think that the non-Shadow one is actually better for this right now in this specific cup.
That Crest should have been dead twice.
Oop, too far again.
Oh. Here's the okay.
All right. So this is going to be another Cresselia lead.
Okay.
We do the same thing like we always do. Go up to that, throw the Mirror Shot. We get the attack fall, and so this is why you're going to see, because I believe he throws a Moonblast here, and you're going to see that it does like half, if that. And think about the fact that it's resisted, or no, it doesn't even do half. And I realize that he's lagging too, so I feel kind of bad about this. But I mean, against a Bastiodon, you just bring in Gastrodon. You don't throw a move, you don't shield, you just farm down. But you saw the big key is that I threw enough sparks to have double wild charge. So once I come back in, I can just double wild charge whatever's there. And like I said, this is the case where he started to lag bad.
He's gonna have to shield one of these.
So then I throw this, and the minute I get this shield from him, this game is pretty much over. Because I have enough health on the Magnezone that no matter what it is, the switch clocks are back up for me. There's enough health on my Magnezone, and he did something really awesome because he knew that I could kill him with a Mirror Shot, so he brought that in. But now I just double wild charge, kill the Empoleon, bring in Frostlass, and I'm fine. Don't even have to shield.
He called that well. Bye.
And then he quits.
Oh no, Pumbaa.
But like this whole idea of this team is it revolves around the fact that you have Gastrodon in there to control situations where there's a fighter in the back, a Drapion, or Basti, or Probopass, or something like that, if you need to. But it's all about energy management on the Magnezone and the Frostlass, and it's just deadly with it.
In case anyone was wondering, Trev loses the 2-3 shields against Diggersby.
And oop, too far again.
Valkyrie, how was your stream tonight? Oh yeah, Pumbaa, so.
Pikachu guide, 925. So, worst lead possible. You just go into Frostlass immediately. So I didn't throw, but I'm going to shield because he's staying in.
After this.
He's probably going to switch right here.
4.
He gets an extra run in, so he's at 4. But him staying in signals to me that he's weak to to Frostlass in the back. So he left with a move on the Toxicroak, and I believe that that comes into play. And I realized that because he let that through, 4, 5, yep.
I have a feeling.
I realized that because of what he did, it was so important that he that he wanted to kill that. I
If I can get a shield.
wanted to make sure that I saved my Frostlass, because with as much energy as I had, like I said, Frostlass is just deadly. So now, if I remember correctly, I actually bring Gastrodon in because I knew that he was just going to blind throw. Yeah. So now I can just easily do this because I had more than a Shadow Ball's worth of energy. Shadow Ball, kill the Frostlass. He kills me. Doesn't really matter. I'm one Mud Slap away from a Body Slam. Boom. And that's a horrible lead where you can turn it around. So that was a 4-1 that put me from 29-37 to 29-87. And like I said,
But as you guys,
this team is very, very strong. This team is also very, very frail on the lead and the swap. So you have to be very careful. You have to know your timings on everything. But if you can figure out how to get around that stuff, Magnezone can just shred apart the common teams that I've been seeing lately. I've seen a lot of drift leads. I've seen a lot of Empoleon leads, all of which literally just get torn apart by the Magnezone. So hopefully you guys can find luck with it too. Obviously, if you have any questions, shoot me a message on Twitter, Twitch, or Discord. I have recently started a Patreon also for both coaching and team ideas. So hope to see you guys all either in my stream, on my Patreon, in my Discord, or on my Twitter. Love you all. Take it easy.